Happy hurricane party from Houston, Texas. I've been starting early today. So, anyways, please send prayers to us. I mean, it's only a one, but sometimes these hurricanes can get out of control here. And so, it was so crazy. You'd think when a storm's coming, people's priorities would be on very interesting things, but apparently they just want to party and have fun. They're like, oh, I don't have to work, so I'm just going to do a hurricane party and do crazy things. So when everyone else would be broke, I make money. And when everyone's making money, I don't make money. It's the strangest thing. It's like I vibrate on a weird thing. So that must be a message. Like, maybe collective, you just don't vibrate the same as other people. So like, when other people are doing poorly, you're doing good. When other people are doing good, you're struggling sometimes. Like, spiritually, mentally, physically, whatever. Anyways, my boss used to always tell me that. He'd be like, Scarlett, when everyone else is doing great in here, you're doing terrible. And when everyone here's doing terrible, you're just slamming it. So, and he would laugh. He'd be like, I've never seen anything like it. It makes no sense. So, but I really kind of vibrate in my own little world. But anyway, I got this headdress. So I have my like inner Native American channeling. I love feathers. So I was just trying to be kind of cool and unique today. Do you like it? I got it on Temu, I think, for like $3 or something. I love Temu. Or however you say it. I don't know. Those Asians can really sew good. I mean, I wouldn't say good. As far as like quality, it doesn't maybe last long. But I mean, how long do you want to keep something like this? You know what I'm saying? Realistically, this is going to become a cat toy. But for now, it's fun and trendy and cute. So whatever. That's Temu. I like it. It's cheap, and I don't like to wear things over and over. Like, I like to do things, go there, been there, done that, and move on. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, that's me. And so I was going to I got this deck called Into Taurus. I'm going to start with that. I'm going to clarify. I'm just going to see what energy the storm is bringing well, you know, oh, that's my cats. You'll see them in the background just doing crazy things. I have 5. So God only knows what could happen around here. But anyway, I'm going to do this just to see this energy of like, because there's also a 7-7 portal. It's today 7-7, I think. Yeah. So there's a 7-7 portal, and then we have the storm coming in. And people will be like, well, I live in Michigan or I live in whatever. But it doesn't matter because the storm is actually going to travel all the way up the United States. And as y'all know, we just had 2 really big solar eclipses. One that went this way, one that went that way. So like the X right over Texas, right where this hurricane is actually traveling towards. So I feel like this storm is here to clear out some energy, bring in some new energy, and also clear some stuff out. And so we just have to let it do its thing. But anyways, even though if you're not here where the hurricane is, there is a storm coming. This is going to affect, it's going to go all the way up the U.S. And we have a lot of storms breaking out. We have like wildfires. There's just like some weird weather going on in the world right now. So we need to be, you know, cognizant of what that could possibly mean. So I'm just going to see what comes out here. Okay. For you collective, yeah, 8 of Wands. Go ahead and fast. And look at that, those airplanes. You know, they fly the airplanes on the storm to see like how much it's growing or how big it's getting or whatever. So it's kind of interesting. So this is going to be swift progress. And, ooh, the storm might be gaining momentum. But I feel like the energy coming to the collective is going to gain momentum. The karmics are losing momentum. The people that are in like this double-ish energy are losing momentum. But the collective is actually gaining momentum. They're making swift progress. Y'all, you guys are aligning. You're getting better with your communication. You know, the communication card came out last time. This is another whole different deck. So it's communication right there. And things are going to take off. There's going to be movement and air travel. So maybe some of you guys are traveling. But I think, you know, it's just things are coming in quickly. And you guys are making progress so much faster. Like, things that take people their whole lifetimes to grow spiritually, you guys are like on the fast track all of a sudden. You've been kind of on the slow track, collective. And like ever since 2020 hit, a lot of y'all have like really upped y'all, you know, are on the crash course, right? So anyway, there's that. And then strength, yeah. So, oh goodness, it's making me nervous. Invisible force, strength, everyone's... Strength. So there is an invisible force that's giving you strength, collective, my collective. And you guys are using gentle persuasion. I think sometimes you try to use gentle persuasion, but you can't always. Sometimes you have to really be fierce like a lion. But I think in your heart and soul, you really do want it to be like more gentle persuasion. You don't want to be harsh, you know. But sometimes you have to really pull out that lion or lioness energy, right? But you guys do try to keep, when you're strong, you still try to keep the compassion. Even when you have to be harsh or you have to say things that people are like ready to face or deal with. Or if you're not realizing that, Spirit's asking you to be more compassionate, be strong, yet compassionate at the same time, right? Okay. And have courage to really introspect, look at your own self-beliefs. And I think you guys are so strong, and your strength and your gentle persuasion is helping other people to change their self-beliefs, their beliefs about themselves. So collective, I think you're helping people to get more in tune with themselves. I'm like more proud of who they are. I'm trying to get this chair up. What's that? Like I'm too far from the camera and it's hard for me to show you the words. Okay, can y'all see? Yeah, so y'all are helping people to have believe better things about themselves and not feel so negative about everything, okay? And you're stepping in your personal power. You guys are really influential, and people are starting to see how much wisdom you have and how much knowledge you have, okay? Some of you might have a white or orange cat. But I do think some of you really like the lion, the tiger, like the cat as sort of a power animal for you, or you're very cat-like too. Because, I mean, when you think of strength, you always think of like taming the lion. But not, like, if you look at the strength card, she's not like beating it. She's just opening its mouth and like trying to keep it from, you know, gently persuading it to help her be strong, but not to overpower in a negative way, but also to teach, like she teaches the lion how to be strong but gentle, because it's an animal, right? So humans are better at that. So you guys are kind of like taming people who are like wild and beastly, and you're helping them to get more. Yeah, because like animals don't have the ability to reason like we do. So you're teaching people who are in those just instincts, that fight or flight, just feeling weak. You're bringing strength to the weak, okay, collective? That's your gift, one of your gifts, so. Okay, ooh, because the tower. There's people going through the tower. Oh my god. The storm, I think, is not going to be good. Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm trying not to predict bad stuff. I'm in Houston. I don't know. I don't think it's hitting directly here. I think it's in Matagorda. Y'all probably didn't even know. If you're not from here, you don't know. But I don't like these planes. I don't like the strength, because it says... wait, no, it says it's slowing down, and then it says an invisible force, and now the tower, it's like a reckoning. So I don't know. Okay. And there's a lot of lightning on this card. And it's a shocking event. We know the tower is a shocking, like, unavoidable event, fated, destined, And it says energy surge. So it leads me to believe there could be like a, an energy surge going on with the collective, energy surge going on here, just like in America, that this surge of energy coming in through the storm, because I think they said it's going to go all the way up to the Great Lakes. It's just bringing in a tower for a lot of people because they're not moving. Like there's a bunch of people, karmics and collectives, who are just not, like, it's almost like my son. I love him to death. He's my oldest son. But sometimes, he's a fire sign, by the way. He's an Aries. So sometimes I have to light a fire under him. Like, you know, to get him to move. Like, I gotta put him in the hot seat. You know, to get him going and seeing things that I just feel like collective, a lot of people, this tower and the storms and this really hard month of July and this heavy energy is getting people to move more in the right direction because people are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. God's been trying to be really gentle about it and use gentle persuasion, and sometimes you just have to like bring on the freaking tower. So the tower's coming. Shocking event, energy surge, bankruptcy. So someone could be being bankrupt. Not you, collective. This would be a karmic. Collectives don't go bankrupt. And if they do, it's because that loss is meant for them to gain something better. But I don't believe this is your energy, collective. Someone around you is going to be bankrupt or they have a fear. I think there are some people that have like such a fear, like money, and they have like that bag lady or bankruptcy fear, or that like they just don't trust. You know, in the Bible, God says, I keep my eye on the sparrow, and the birds of the field eat, so why wouldn't I make sure you eat? But there's a difference between God meeting your needs and then God meeting your wants. Because what we need and what we want are two different things. So ask yourself, am I too focused on what I want and desire? Because it's not money that's evil. It's the love of money. So money is just energy currency, right? So when you're overly obsessed with things and you get that desperation, desperation is very repelling. But sitting and just having faith and just knowing attracts everything to you. Like today, I was just like, I don't care, I'm not doing anything, blah, blah, blah. And I made more money than I make when I get in a frenzy, like I gotta work mode, you know what I'm saying? I let it just come to me. So there's something about the karmics are in desperation mode. They're just always in lack mentality. It's never enough. They're like black holes are just trying to suck everything from everyone instead of just learning how to sit their buns down and attract and manifest themselves, right? So there's this tower coming, okay? There's going to be an immediate revelation, sudden upheaval, wiped out, destroyed, divorce, or chaos. So I would have to say, according to these cards, I do think the storm coming in, barrel. And it's interesting that it's a barrel because it's like it's barreling through. Or you think about going over a waterfall in a barrel, how scary that would be. And then it also like barrel be real. So I think maybe this storm is coming through America because people are not being real. Our politicians aren't being real with us. Our spouses aren't being real with us. Maybe we're not being real with people. Like, people need to be real. That's why they call it the barrel. So barrel's barreling through, bringing this tower. You have the strength to withstand it. It's coming in fast. Or maybe slow, because it says right here, slowing down, because it's it's upright. But it's just lack of focus, loss of momentum, energy block. Yeah, no, it's in reverse. I'm sorry, because I was like, that's not right. 8 of Wands upright is usually like fast, quick message. So I do think this thing is going to slow down. But I don't think, it is going to lose its momentum. And it's gonna give people time to align. Maybe people need to be sat down a little bit right now to align more, to focus, because some of the collective and some of the karmics are having a lack of focus, okay? And so these delays that you're experiencing are necessary, because the sudden tower is going to destroy some things. There are divorces imminent. A lot of people are going to be getting divorced. There is a lot of chaos. There is going to be lightning storms, and there's a shocking events coming. And if it's not this particular storm coming in, there's just a lot of shocking events that are coming, guys. Like, that's just what the cards say. I'm just reading the cards, and it's like, do. So this can be on a widespread level. This can be on a personal level. I don't know your situation. If you're married, you might be getting divorced, or you might be talking about divorce. You might want a divorce, or you might feel like it's imminent. If you're not married, maybe you're dealing with someone who wants to get divorced, or maybe you're dealing with someone who's thinking about getting divorced. It's just, check it how it resonates in your life, right? Okay, yeah, 6 of Swords, trouble ahead. Storm is brewing. Oh my God. Look at that. Storm is brewing. No progress, returning from travel, delays, slow healing, bad to worse, instability. Yeah, so yeah, I think it's gonna get bad to worse. Definitely for the hurricane. And it's gonna cause travel delays. We already know that. But it's because people have been slow to heal. And, you know, if you don't heal and do what you're supposed to be doing, the universe, which is God, our creator, Allah, whatever you want to call it, him, it, the creator, the divine, is going to stop things, delay things to get your attention, to get you where you're supposed to go. And that's what tower events are. It's like they burn the tower, the whole tower has to fall down just to get you, to light a fire under your buns, to get you out, because you're not supposed to be there, because that tower, that home that you're in, or that whatever life you're living, or that role that you're playing, or whatever, is meant to be upheaval, because it's not on solid ground, okay? So there is trouble ahead. Trouble, I think, in general, for the country, for politics, for the U.S., for the world, for humanity. For on a personal level, there is storm brewing. There could be storms brewing in your personal relationships, storms brewing with your loved ones, your family members, your coworkers, and also just with your clients, with your everyone. Because, and some of you guys feel like you're not making progress and you're stuck, or you're going to feel stuck, or you're going to feel like you can't travel, or you don't feel like you have the momentum and the movement that you want, and you're experiencing delays. But there's a reason. And the reason is, you feel it's because you're slow to heal. They want you to take more time to heal. And this keeps coming up. Because in my last reading, I was talking about healing. People, you know, God asking you to go within, and instead of blaming others and say, like, what did I do to contribute to the situation, right? So, now by the time I post this, because it takes forever for me to post things, the storm could be gone and whatever, but it doesn't matter. When you hear this, even if there isn't a storm, there is a metaphorical storm, or there's like a spiritual storm or something, because everything comes to me for a reason, okay? Ace of Wands. So this is to give you a passionate start. So all this upheaval, you be having to become strong, you having these delays, setbacks, okay, feeling like you're having to slow down. There is an invisible force and things you can't see that are working in your favor. Like, it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. It may not seem that way because the tower seems like there's a reckoning. And this is a reckoning with God, you know, like the wrecking ball. But Kylie Myers, or what's her name? Myers. What is her name? I can't remember her name, but you know, she's the son of Billy Ray Cyrus, Miley Cyrus. The wrecking ball, okay? And this is troublesome to some people, but it's going to be a passionate new start. It's going to give some of you a new passion for love and life. Some of you guys are too stale in your love life. You've lost the passion for love and life. And passion for love and life is everything. It's everything, right? So go for it if you feel it. Ignite the desire, okay? Maybe you have chemistry with someone else, or like the universe just wants you to have a passion and you start somewhere else. And I think this is this upheaval. Like, a lot of people are in the wrong relationships, wrong jobs, wrong states of mind, wrong states of thinking, and just everything. Like, not having the wrong amount of faith. Like, it's just, yeah, 5 of coins. So a lot of you feel left out in the cold. Maybe in the past you were left out in the cold, or you want to leave someone out in the cold. If you're divine, I think you felt left out in the cold in the past. But a lot of divine people are with karmic people who they feel like are getting them in this position, and they feel like if they stay there, they're going to eventually be left out in the cold. But I think a lot of divine feminines have been left out in the cold because this is a woman. And it almost looks like she's like in not really a wedding dress, but you know what I'm saying? Like, this looks like a very, privileged woman who felt rejected, a lot of turmoil, alienated, you guys have faced harsh conditions, you've been alienated, you haven't felt supported. You guys might have had, maybe people were wishing like financial ruin on you, collective. And they wanted you, and I think there's also now the tables are turning, so the karmics are feeling this. The karmics are now feeling what they wished on a lot of divine feminines and a lot of divine masculines, which was loss, which was change, which was breakup, which was financial ruin. They wanted you under harsh conditions. They wanted you to feel rejected, alienated, and they wanted turmoil and upheaval, and they caused towers, okay? And 6 of Cups came up, but it's in reverse. So remembering the past, okay? So maybe you guys are remembering the past, and I think there could be some people returning from your past. We're about to go into a big Mercury retrograde and some other retrogrades. I can't remember everything all, but it's gonna be rough. July and really pretty much I think till Christmas is gonna be a lot of upheaval, but yeah, I think a lot of you guys don't have good memories. And when you think of 6 of Cups, you think of like childhood memories, families, your parents, lovers. I don't think collective you've been treated really well in your past. And so these memories, some of y'all are revisiting the past to heal it. Some of you are revisiting the past because there's someone in your past that you think you're supposed to be with that you're not, or they think they're supposed to be with you, or maybe you're realizing people from your past never appreciated you, and you don't want to ever go back to your past, so you're trying to cut ties with your past. Like, it's different for different people, right? So only you know your situation, but there could be people returning from your past, so you have to really think about, do you want to let those people back in? And if you don't, you have to really set strong boundaries, okay? But people are feeling nostalgic. And, maybe the storms brewing and all these metaphorical, like, storms and tower moments are to get people to think more about their past, because the best predictor for future behavior is the past. So what have you been doing? What did you do in your past? Because you need to think about that and how you affected other people. Okay, I'm going to get one more tarot card, and then I'm going to switch to my cards to clear. Yeah, so 3 of Wands. Yeah, you guys have had personality clashes with people. And this is caused, you guys have had competition, arguing, chaos, misunderstandings, opposition. Maybe you guys have lost your temper. Maybe you felt like you've lost opportunities. But all of these things were meant in these tower moments and these arguments and these like personality clashes were meant to strengthen you, to tell you who you are, to tell you what you don't want. And you know, to help you see what you do want versus what you don't want, who you do want to be and who you don't want to be. So it is actually, there is some magic to the madness. Like, this madness is for a reason. Like, the Lord works in mysterious ways. And the Bible says that he works, like, he makes everything come to good for those who believe in him. He uses even things that seem bad for your advantage if you love him and you pray to him and you believe in him. Okay? If you believe in a creator, he does help you. And he tries to take things that you think are happening to you and show you eventually, no, this is actually happening for you. But you have to change your perspective. But I always tell you that perspective is everything, okay? So if someone thinks you're adorable, maybe that's the Tower moment, because someone thinks you're adorable and they want to leave where they're at. Okay, they're not happy. And because where they're at is in a web of deceit. Maybe some of these people in the past put you in a web of deceit. Or maybe you've been surrounded by a web of deceit. But your past memories, because it's talking a lot about the past. And all these people who were competing, arguing, trying to cause misunderstandings, trying to cause you to lose your temper. Like, they want to get you out, just out of your peaceful, harmonious, all the growth you've put into yourself and worked really hard. They want to get you in a state of chaos. So I think some of you guys are having, like, people are sending chaotic thoughts to you, maybe doing chaos magic. If they do black magic, if they don't do black magic, just talking and wishing chaos on you and hoping things happen to you. That's still a form of black magic, okay? So you should never wish evil on other people or say, I hope this happens, or I hope this person dies, or I hope they this or this or this. You're basically cursing and casting spells on people when you gossip and wish bad things on people. So you need to be really careful, because your mouth is powerful. I tell you that all the time. Okay, web of deceit, guys. Yes. And that's the Tower moment. Because needs to work on self-reflection and growth. People around you that are competing with you, these 5 of Wands people, and 2 5s came out, 5 of Coins. They wanted you in competition. They wanted you competing. They wanted you arguing. They wanted chaos. See, the word chaos is in there. This is the, like, kind of magical spells and the gossip and what they wished with their words onto you, collective, the karmics. And they also wanted you to be broke, abandoned, left out in the cold. And I think it has something to do, like, with how put together and beautiful and, like, whatever. Because look at this woman. Usually when you see the 5 of Coins, 5 of Pentacles, it's like these people are in rags or out in the snow. But this woman's actually in beautiful clothing, very together. And it's like they want to take you out of that energy. And, like, they wanted you, like, in rags and, you know, in the gold and, you know, just having financial ruin and loss and breaking things up, and that you had to leave your big house. This reminds me of, like, Gone with the Wind when Scarlett's trying to save Tara. And she goes and makes the curtain dress. I love that curtain dress. I would give anything. I actually would take sewing lessons to make a curtain dress just to be like Scarlett and Gone with the Wind. Like, it's my favorite movie ever. I'm going to talk about it all the time on here. You're going to hate it. You're going to get so bored with it. But anyways, they act and play dumb to avoid responsibility. Yeah, these are the people you've been dealing with, collective. They act dumb to avoid responsibility. They play dumb. These are manipulative people from your past. Oh my gosh, it's the blind leading the blind, Dumb and Dumber mindset. These are the blind leading the blind. They just have very, very unelevated, just ungodly, unrighteous, just limited, funnel vision type mindset. And I feel like the storm is coming to clear stuff out, to open things up, to get rid of debris and make people stronger, meet people, get new opportunities, get away from these people. Okay, these deceitful people. Look, a worthless, ineffective person. A worthless, ineffective person who puts you in a web of deceit. They do think you're adorable. Or maybe just people in general think you're adorable, which makes them even more mad. And they need to work. These people need to work on self-reflection or growth. This could be you too. And look, I even put a message on the other side of the card, which says, the God in you is your light and your understanding, okay? So people think you're adorable collective because it's the God in you. You're light and you're understanding your connection to God, which I talk about that all the time on this channel. But they're the blind leading the blind. So they followed a blind person to their demise because they're spiritually blind following another spiritually blind person who's unawakened. And that's why they act and play dumb to avoid responsibilities, because this is like a Toys R Us kid. I'm a Toys R Us kid. I don't want to grow up. Like this person is, or like Peter Pan syndrome. What is that? Never Never Land. They don't want to, you know, they're like an adult who's, yeah, I remember, I was thinking about this today. I loved Barbies growing up, and I remember I had like the peaches and cream Barbie and stuff like that, and My Little Ponies, and I loved that. And I remember being like 12 years old, and my dad was like, you know, you're 12 now. And I started like becoming a woman, basically, or like a pre-teen era where you start to mature. And I remember having to give up my Barbies and give up my Little Ponies. And I didn't want to give them up, so I was just going to like put them in the corner. And then it was just like, okay, eventually you outgrow it. It's like you can't be playing with Barbies at 15 because people are going to think you're really weird, you know, because the Bible says, when I was a child, I thought like a child. I acted like a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish ways. And the Barbie thing is just an example, but these people are basically adults who are spiritually, they're like 30 years old playing with Barbies, or they're 30 years old playing with Tonka toys or putting, you know, whatever. And I'm talking about like really playing, you know, Legos every day spiritually. So that's the metaphor of like they're acting like they're 12 and like, oh, boobies, like, you know, you're out with this dude trying to have coffee and he's just looking at every single woman walking by like he's never seen. And he's 50 years old. I was like, how many boobs do you have to see? Like, do you literally have to break your neck looking at every single woman here? And it's not like, oh, well, I'm insecure because I'm not. It's just pathetic looking. It's like, dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was sitting with this guy. I'm just like, do you know how dumb you look? Like, everyone's seeing you, like, talking to me, and you're just like, it's like, and I get men like sex. I get it. I get all that. Sex is fun. It's great. Whatever. I have no problems with sex. But when you're 50 years old, like, when you're 12 and you're boy crazy and you're like, oh, I love so-and-so, I'm going to put it in my journal, and oh, so-and-so gave me the Valentine party. Like, yeah. But when you're 50, like, it's time to put childish ways behind you. It's not even just sexual things. It's like, okay, get up and clean your house. Be responsible. You know, pay your bills on time. Get out of debt. Be with the woman you love, not just because you have kids together, you're stuck. You're not stuck. You can co-parent and go find someone you really and truly love if you're not vibing with the person you're with. Life is too short, you know? Or just anything, a job, a house, a car. Like, I literally had this X6 BMW for a long time, and it was like red, and I love it. I wanted it so bad. And I got it, and I had nothing but bad luck in that car. I felt like that car was cursed. So I talked to the spiritual advisor of mine, and she was like, yeah, like, I think in Germany, like, the person that made the car, I mean, yeah, this could all be just nonsense. But it felt like something happened. Like the person who made it was in the right state of mind. I don't know. But as soon as I got rid of that car, and it could have just been like the year it was made, like maybe it didn't match my numerology, I don't know. But that car, as soon as I got rid of it and I got my white Lexus, which was way cheaper and way more, but I loved it, and it just I had very few problems in that car. Like I never had any problems. I never had any accidents in that car. Like everything went smooth when I got the right car. But I had to let go of that X6 BMW, which was like the first one of those to come out back then when I think it was like in 2015 or 12 or something like that. And it was cool because like no one had them. And it was just a new car, but the energy of it wasn't bringing me happiness. And I had to literally be like, okay, and finally after I had like all they did was stupid fender benders, like a little collision, I would hit this. And then like someone literally broke the sunroof, but it's so expensive to fix. And it had like this flat rim tire. So every time we take it, and it's like $3,000-$4,000, it was just ridiculous. And it wasn't even bringing me joy. So I'm like, why am I putting all this energy into this car it's just a money pit? And then I had a Range Rover, and it was the same thing. I was like, the happiest cars I have is Lexus. And then, of course, I did numerology on it, and I'm a dragon. And I think, like, I got a 2020. I don't know what year it was that, the year of the monkey. I don't know, whatever it was, like, it really matched well with my energy. And there's something about Lexus, like, I just love those cars. And I've had way nicer cars, but those cars don't vibe with me. So there's something about the storm in this tower, like people leaving things that are not vibing for them, things that are actually very valuable, that people would be like, why would you get rid of that? But it's bringing you an energy that's not serving you. So I said all that to say this, okay? Refusing to be flexible, too rigid. So some of you guys, you just be more flexible, don't be so rigid, and you need to like stretch more, do yoga. That will help you guys. Okay, I left my dog outside and he's tripping out, so I have to kind of shorten this reading to go get him because we are getting a storm, but it's not here yet, I promise. It's not even raining yet. But he's barking, gonna make the neighbors mad. Okay, guys, so you guys need to read more books to gain more messages from the divine and open your minds more. Knowledge is power. So, collective, keep reading, keep getting more knowledge. Remember, knowledge is power. If you don't like reading, I told my son, because my son's dyslexic, actually, the baby. And I told him because he was like, man, I want to read this book, but like, it's so hard. He's like, I have to keep starting over. And I'm like, download it through the, or you can listen to auditory and they'll read it to you. And then when you're working out or whatever, because he works out a lot and does all kinds of things, I'm like, you can kill two birds with one stone. Like you could drive and listen to the book. And he started doing that, and he was like, wow, it really helps me. Like, you're right, Mom. Like, I really can get into the book now. I'm getting the messages. And at first he was like, no. I need to read it. I just can't listen to it. And I was like, okay, like, just give it a try. Like, download a book, give it 10 minutes. Logan is one of these kids, I love him to death, my son, but he's like very apprehensive about anything. I have to talk him into everything. Like, Logan, if you just try the sushi. If you don't like it, you can spit it in this napkin. Like, I promise you. Like, it's just food. And I've gotten him to be more open-minded because his father is very rigid, non-flexible, like the card said. So he does come by it honestly. And I can be this way too sometimes. So sometimes he does get that way. But because I've been working on it, I've helped him to work on it. So collective, as you become less rigid, more flexible, you're going to inspire people around you to be that way too. So do that. Be inspiring. Okay, I'm going to try to do those cards. Let's try to do these cards. Okay, a couple more and then I'm going to go because I have to go let my dog eat. And then I'll come back on here. Someone is a jackass. I love these cards. Half the time, I'll be listening to music, I'll be drinking, or God knows what I'm doing. And I'll come home like 4 in the morning, and I just started like writing crazy things. So no telling what's gonna come up on these cards. So if you're gonna be on my channel, you gotta have open mind, and you gotta be tough skin. You gotta have muscles, spiritual muscles. Okay. So someone who is a jackass of all trades, exceptionally bad at everything, will F up anything and sabotage. I think I saw this in the this definition in the, what's that dictionary? The Urban Dictionary. But I don't know what word it was. I think it's called the jackass of all trades. Is like a Urban Dictionary term. I'm not for sure on that. Don't quote me. But anyway, someone is a jackass of all trades. They're exceptionally bad at everything, and they will F anything up because they're trying to sabotage themselves. Because they don't love themselves, they don't have faith in themselves, okay? So you might want to do an egg cleansing, or do that thing where you take the egg, crack it, you put the people's names in there with salt and sage, and then you take the candle wax, anoint it with oil, pray, and then seal the egg back together to keep energy vampires away. So you might need to keep this jackass away. Who's terrible at everything. Enjoy the little things. So collective, you know how to enjoy the little things. Karmics don't know how to enjoy the little things because they're jackasses. And they're not good at anything. They can't even be good at being grateful. They can't even be thankful that they're alive. They have to complain, and everything is a crisis, and everything is a drama. Okay? But you enjoy the little things, and if you aren't, you need to start doing it. Now, I don't know what the F this is, because it's anymore like, it's like a dolphin saying something. I think it's just laughing. So, yeah, something about dolphins, and just, you know, basically, don't sabotage yourself. Don't let other people sabotage you. Stay away from jackasses, okay? Jackasses of all trades, exceptionally terrible at everything. I don't know where I come up with this stuff, okay? But you're realizing that you're spectacular, and you're telling people, I'm spectacular. Take me or leave me. See? Because you're not a jackass of all trades. But you're dealing with a person who's empty on a soul level. They only give fake love. Collective. So be aware that jovial times are headed your way. So prepare to party. After the storm passes, you guys are getting in your best gym body. You're working out your muscles, your spiritual and your physical. And you guys have cat-like, you know, energy. This cat has just got his like sunglasses on, he's trying to just go rule the town, be the big cat in the town. And yeah, I feel like you guys are gonna get the pot of gold for them to a rainbow. Also, you know, the rainbow came out after the Great Flood. So if the storm was causing flooding in y'all's area or any kind of problems, remember, God did promise he'd never fully flood the earth again. So remember that. But anyways, I love you guys. This is the reading for now. I'm going to come up with another one soon. I love you. I feel like my belly thing. I think it's so fun and cute. Temu, try it out. It's cheap but fun. Listen, as Dolly Parton says, it costs a lot of money to look this cheap.